Several years ago, I got into a motorcycle accident, and I needed to get massage for my back. And I saw this woman as a masseuse. She worked on me for about a year and a half, and every week. And she was a wonderful person, very positive, upbeat. And one day, she gave me a massage, and then I found out the next day that she had killed herself. And I just could not believe it. I would never have imagined this person. I didn't even know she was depressed. She just seemed mostly happy. Around the same time, a little bit after that, there was a grant for funding for filmmaking, and I just thought maybe I'll just write a quick proposal of a series of short essays about suicide because of what happened, but also it was a topic that always interested me. It brought up so many questions, philosophical questions, moral questions. And then I got the grant, and then I had to make the film. And it took quite a long time to finish the film. It was a very challenging film. I wasn't sure how to approach it exactly. And then some other things happened in my life that made it even more difficult. But it took about almost 5 years. Yes, my wife's sister, which was a horrible event and a horrible coincidence that I was working on this film. But also it very much brought home one of the main points of the film, which is that it is all around us, and it happens more than we think. And one of the things I hope with the film is that people become more sensitive to the possibility and see the signs and reach out more to family, to friends, to colleagues, if you have a sense that they might be in a bad way. I was not just looking for famous people. I was looking for just stories about suicide that were that each anecdote conveyed a different aspect of suicide. So I have a story in the film about a Japanese girl who killed herself, and then there were all these imitators, and that's sometimes happens. There's kind of a group mentality, and at different times in history, there's these copycat suicides or attempts. Hemingway's case, I thought it was interesting because it seems like a genetic quality because so many people in his family killed themselves, including him. And then I'll have a story about an old couple, and there's sometimes suicide pacts where more than one person kills themselves. So I tried to find each story is a little bit different. It gets at a different aspect of suicide. And with that, a friend of mine's brother killed himself and left a journal. And I weave excerpts from his writing in the film, and I have two voices.
Okay, so actually the voices do not come from the journals of all these people.
No.
They come just all from one journal. I thought they were coming from different journals.
No. The male voice in the film is all from one person's journal. And it's from early time of writing till very close to when he killed himself. Right, in Pamplona. Yeah.
So how did you find that?
That's from a film about Hemingway, an educational film, and that's newsreel footage. For that, in a way, what was more important for me in that scene was not so much Hemingway, but the bullfight as a metaphor, the struggle between one's emotions. And the bull is kind of representing the intense emotions that one tries to control. So I always look for the metaphor, the poetry in images, because I wanted this to be not a film that was painful to watch, but a film that was not difficult to watch, but more emotional and contemplative. I had done all these collage films, and I wanted to experiment with bringing other elements, other types of footage, and mixing that with the collage, and just doing a different kind of documentary. So I thought this is a film that could work with some interviews with some other voices. Also, this image of the sheep shearing was in my head from the very beginning of conceiving this film. So I knew I really wanted to do a very extreme slow motion sheep shearing. And that wasn't something I was going to find. That was something I had to shoot.
So
and then
that's being shot by you as well?
Yes. And then home movies. There's a lot of home movies in Phantom Limb. I really wanted myself as a child, because the film, as a point of departure, talks about the death of my brother when I was a child, and I thought it was important to actually see us. I could have used other brothers, but since I was lucky enough to have this footage that my father shot in 8mm, it seemed perfect. You know, I don't know what the next film will be. I don't have a need to make another film about death. I think these two are probably enough, but you know, it's hard to know where things take you. So I can't say yes or no, but it's not something that I'm contemplating right now. Well, it's in many ways they're like a balance. They're completely different styles, completely different tone. It's like life. There's light and dark, and the collage films, for the most part, not always, tend to deal with heavier, darker issues. And the diary films with my daughter, and there was one with these dogs, puppies being born, deal with the lighter aspects, more comedic. And I'm not making films with my daughter anymore because she's gotten older and I really want to respect her privacy. But when I was doing both together, it really helped just live life because there was a more of a balance. And I got a lot of pleasure out of both types of filmmaking, but especially the ones with my daughter were just pure joy to just look at the footage and just see her all the time, as opposed to, for instance, you know, seeing Dictators for 3 years, you know, when you're editing. It's totally different. So right now I'm moving even in a different direction. I think I've been working on a script, a feature film script with a friend of mine. Just want to see where that might go. I will say it's a metaphysical thriller.
Good.
And hopefully it'll get made one day.